You've heard it all before. Marry your best friend and be happy. But that's easier said than done. You need to find someone who complements your personality rather than clashes with it. Otherwise, things could get awkward really fast. Here are 7 types of women you should never marry. But before that, please feel free to like and follow our page and share your opinion with us in the comment section. Without further delay, let's get started. Number 1. The immature woman. An immature woman is someone who isn't yet capable of handling the responsibilities that come with marriage. They might be all grown up but are still a child at heart and don't know what is expected of them in a relationship. They feel being married simply means being treated like a princess and believe they are not obligated to do anything in a marriage. They are very soft, sensitive, and tender because they are not emotionally equipped to handle the challenges and trials of a marriage. They don't understand what their role is in their marriage and expect their partner to do all the thinking. If they are wrong, they can't accept corrections without shedding tears. They seem to take every piece of advice personally and often need to be reminded of their role in a home, not because they are unaware of it, but because they have never been accustomed to doing things by themselves. When real-life challenges arise, instead of facing them like a mature person, they resort to crying and giving up. The danger of dating and marrying such a person is that they can't take care of themselves properly, so they expect their spouse or partner to do everything for them, which results in resentment later down the line. The consequence of this is a strained partner who begins to wear out over time because they feel trapped and unsupported by a person who does not have any ambitions. Number 2. The woman who's always right. There is nothing more frustrating than having a conversation with someone who always has to be right. The person who's always correct is a know-it-all. They are arrogant, self-centered, and often display signs of pride and contempt for other people's opinions. They either tend to disregard them or choose not to listen at all. They believe that anything that contradicts their opinion is wrong. This type of individual only listens to reply, but doesn't listen to understand. They make conclusions even before the other person begins stating their points. They clearly refuse to admit where they are wrong or make mistakes, even when they know they are at fault. Their pride and arrogance prevent them from offering an apology. Being with such a person will only result in frequent conflicts in the relationship. It's fine to have disagreements, but you should be able to see things from your partner's perspective as well. If you can't do that, then it's probably not a healthy connection. Number 3. The high-maintenance woman. The high-maintenance woman is all about sophistication. She always strives to give the impression that she is successful and a woman of high taste. She often seeks to be admired by everyone else and doesn't value a life of simplicity. She's always out to impress others, even if it means impressing those who don't care about her. She would rather spend her money on clothes and shoes than use it to support her family. If she doesn't have, she wouldn't mind taking a loan from the bank just to make people believe she is successful. It's always about her ego and pride. The only thing she believes in investing in is her beauty and not in her home. Outside of her home, everyone sees her as a successful woman of grace who is well off. But inside her home, she is a total failure. A public success, but a private failure. This type of woman will also never help out around the house, like cooking food or cleaning up after meals, because all she cares about is how she looks and how people perceive her. The issue with a high-maintenance woman is that she is not the type of woman that would stay with a man if he loses his job. She always has an insatiable taste for the finer things in life and will never humble herself to do the basic duties of a wife. Number 4. The drama queen. The drama queen is a woman who thrives on chaos and theatrics. She is always the center of attention and is constantly seeking ways to create drama. Drama queens are highly emotional and tend to overreact to everything. She is always right even when she's wrong. She lacks self-respect and is always eager to start a fight anywhere, anytime with anybody, whether in private or in public. If you're dating a woman who's always arguing, this might be your first sign that she's a drama queen. Drama queens don't mind humiliating themselves or anyone else in public because they often have no sense of decency. They won't hesitate to turn even the most basic conversations into an argument to prove their smartness. The most challenging aspect of drama queens is that they often refuse to acknowledge they have a problem. You will always be walking on eggshells around her and will never know what to expect from her. They compel everyone else around them to taste their bitterness like some sort of twisted revenge fantasy against humanity. Number 5. The manipulative woman. This kind of woman will do anything to achieve her desires, even if it means shedding tears to manipulate you into doing what she wants. Whether it's persuading you to do something you don't want to do, or making you see things from her perspective, the manipulative woman always manages to get her way. And while her partner may love her deeply, he may also find himself feeling frustrated, resentful, and even controlled by her manipulative tactics. This means he will end up never having a will of his own. He may lose friends, family, and even run the risk of losing touch with those who had been his support for a long time. It's not difficult to see why this is a troubling sign for a marriage. The manipulative woman does this because she is usually selfish and self-centered. If her partner notices her manipulative behavior and attempts to leave the relationship, the manipulative woman immediately changes her behavior and becomes an angel. But she does this as part of her strategies to regain his trust. Once he decides not to leave her, she reverts back to her usual self. If you're the spouse of a manipulative wife, it's important to understand what drives her manipulative behavior and how you can address it in a way that doesn't make you feel powerless. Otherwise, you may never have a contented future, and your marriage will be riddled with pain and remorse. Number 6. The negative woman. This type of woman spreads fear and negativity. She will always complain about everything, and she'll have a negative outlook on life. She can't see the positive side of things or anyone for that matter. The glass is always half empty with her, and she always sees problems where there aren't any. She'll also usually be negative in relationships as well. This isn't someone you want to bring home to meet your parents or spend time with when they are feeling down. When you are out for work, the negative woman thinks you are cheating. When you get a call from your manager, the negative woman thinks you might lose your job. Having such a woman in your home will program your family for failure. Women are typically known for being support systems and not people who constantly tell you the world is coming to an end. Number 7. The career-driven woman. There is nothing wrong with being career-driven. After all, we all need to work to make provisions for our families, right? But when a partner puts her career above her family life, there are bound to be devastating consequences. A career-driven woman is one who puts her career above her family's emotional needs. She is often too independent for her own good. She's used to being in charge and doesn't like to rely on anyone else. This can make it hard for her to compromise, and it can also make it difficult for her to let someone else take the lead. While she might be doing so to serve her family and provide for them, putting her career above her family's emotional needs will make her children grow up without experiencing the true love of a mother. On the other hand, though she might be a great woman in terms of her career, she might lack the skills of a good housewife. The career-driven woman is often out working or networking. She's so focused on her own success that she doesn't have time for anything else. This ends up starving those around her of her love and attention. Remember, when it comes to relationships, understanding, respect, and mutual support is key. It's essential to find a partner who complements your personality and values, fostering a healthy and loving environment for both individuals involved. Building a strong relationship requires effort, patience, and the willingness to grow together.